All right. Good morning, everybody. I've got a huge announcement today. So we got the chunk packager and the city generation working for multiple multi-sized chunks. So I'm gonna jump right into a new game, and I got it generating like a large area right now. So there's gonna be a bit of a lag spike here as we load in. But after this is gone, then it will continue to generate on in the background, but it generated up to here. Now, I don't really have that many tiles just generally in the set, so there's going to be a lot of repetitions and a lot of stuff that may not look 100% because the rarities and stuff aren't quite set up. But if I turn on the alt mode, I can see that these are like, that's a 2x1, this is a 2x2, we got roundabouts, we got 1x1s, city blocks, we got L shapes, we got 2x2 spaces. Like, all this is being filled in with like different shapes, almost like the tiles themselves. When you kind of look at this kind of stuff, it's almost kind of like this. So if I continue to look around here, now I'll get a finish command when this giant frickin' city block is finished printing out, because it's 101 by 101, and I've got 4 of them. So there's like one here, one here, one here, and one here. So this, like, I don't even know, this might even be bigger than that, but I'll just continue to go straight down and we'll let everything load in. So this is normal Factorio chunk generation speed. If you're in the player and you're running, you're not going to be able to see that. Okay, so see, I got this print command. This means it needed to generate this chunk because I got too close to the next city. And there's a little bit of a lag jump there, but it immediately kind of solved itself. So I'm just going to keep going down here. Oh, there we go. So it's generating more because it's not finished yet, right? And this is freaking huge. I'm just going to keep going down. So this is if you're moving at like full speed on a train or something like that, just plowing down. All right, so there's the bottom. This thing is massive. So this is the actual edge of the city block that I generated. Now if I travel diagonally through this, I'll eventually hit the center, which has a special block in it, which is called the city hub. Now we'll, like, I don't know, make this a city hall or whatever, some special thing. But okay, there it is. So this block is what is the center of each of these, and then it generates out from here. So it generates the roads out from there, and it'll just start going. So this is the center of this bottom one down here. So if I just keep going up on a diagonal, I'll eventually hit the center of the other one. I just gotta keep on going. Yeah, the way this is generating in, like, I'll jump in as a player in a minute and you'll see, like, this is not how it goes. Okay, now I hit a lag spike because it's generating. It's trying to finish one of the other ones. There we go. So if the player, for example, like, travels too fast towards a city or something like that, and I don't really have this tuned right now. Like, it doesn't generate probably as fast as what it could, but that'll also be a mod setting, so the user can, you know, speed up the generation if they're gonna beefier computer. But if they don't, then they can lower it down so that they don't get lag spikes just while they're, like, playing. All right, there's the other center. So the other one is down here somewhere. They've been freaking lost it now. there. So this is the center of that one, and then this one is the center of this top right one. So if I travel from this across, I'll eventually hit the center of the first one. Let's keep going and going. So all this, so just gotta be frank, all of this has already been generated. It's just drawing it when I pass through here. So it's when it goes like this that it hasn't quite gotten to that specific location yet. So yeah, from here, now I've reached the center of here. So this is like our general scope. It's like this massive block. And it still hasn't finished yet, by the way. Like I'll get printouts over here that say like finished, etc., when it's actually done. So it's just generating the background, but it's generated enough of these that like I can move around pretty freely without getting any issues. And like this is a huge freaking area. Like even like if we did that area around the start of the player, like they would be in there for a while. And then we could like just continuously generate like stuff in the surrounding area and etc. and like in the background slowly. But yeah, this may not give like a great example of like what it would actually look like to be a player, because as a player you're not seeing any like this stuff. Like this is all you can see is like the stuff that's actually generated. So to a player you're not seeing any of that like weird kind of abnormalities. This is just because of the editor mode and you have like a much higher zoom radius. So if I just restart here, I'll just jump in as a player. So it's going to do that initial generation to make sure that this chunk specifically can be viewed. So I'll just run around the road here and you'll see like as I kind of go, this wall on the side of the map here will just start to be extended with no artifacts. So I can just run along this road forever and until I hit like that back wall that's like way over here somewhere, and it will just keep going and going and going and going. So as you can imagine, having a much bigger like and better tile set will give you much better results and more interesting stuff and buildings and etc. But this is just to prove a point that we can do that. We have the ability to do it. We can have these complex systems with complex roads that are linking between different types. 1x1s, 2x2s, 1x2s, L shapes, everything in between that we want there. But then we can also go 3x3s, 4x4s, 5x5s, weird shapes, donuts, whatever the hell we want to do. It's all going to work. It all has the capability of working. I just don't have the tile sets right now to test that. So I'm going to put the build together and then pass that off to one of you guys to look into and see if we can generate a tile set that allows us to test the full capability of this. Also, I don't know if you can hear my cat going off in the background, but yeah. So I'm running through here. I'm getting all this stuff, but I'm not hitting any like weird artifacts or anything. There's no leg spikes. There's nothing. I'm just chilling, just running. In the meantime, while like I pass off you guys, I'm gonna take this same mod and push it over to like a kind of an old laptop that I got hanging around and just see how it runs as well. And yeah, start working on doing like the Perlin noise and stuff for, oh, there you go. So one finished. If I just remove some of the noise here. So what happened here is that this first one, most likely since it's like, it had to force generate some of it, it finished. And this is how many iterations and stuff it took. So it took 13,000 iterations over a tile set that is 100 by 100. which is, or I think it's 101 by 101. So that's 10,201, and it was able to run it in 1,300 or 13,000 iterations. So not even half, or not even 50% more than the amount of tiles that exist here is how many iterations it's going through that. So imagine it went through all the tiles once. It's basically going through all the tiles once and then a little bit extra. And that's what it takes to generate the whole thing, which is not that much more. So I'm extremely happy about that. And there's the rest. So now all of them is finished, which means that if I were to run literally right across this at the speed of like a nuclear train, no lag spikes because they're all done. They're all finished. But with that, I hope you enjoyed this demonstration, and yeah, feel free to reach out, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Super stoked on this one. Bye.